This meeting. Well, the first of those has to be Raphael Poiré, the reigning champion, not having his best season, but a bad race for Raphael still puts him in the top of the order. Nikolai Kruglov of Russia, the best of the youngsters coming through. Mickey Grice, 6th, 19th and 1st in the individuals held so far this year. But the golden boy of the World Championship so far has to be Ole Einar Bjorndalen. Gold in the sprint, gold in the pursuit. Can he make it 3 out of 3 today? Well, Frank Luck says this is one of the most open races we've ever had. Well, Poiré was the man of the championships last year, and this year his results a little bit disappointing. 13th and 9th in the first 2 races of the championships. I wonder what Frank Luck makes of his chances today. On for Poiré, and you have to be a little bit concerned about his ski form. But you can never rule him out of taking the win, and Poiré will be hoping he can put that to rights today. He says, I'm not as fit as I was last year, and I haven't quite got my head round the event, not mentally as strong as I was. However, he says he's going to be fighting to put in a good race. Well, one of the outsiders may be Sven Fischer. He's already taken 2 medals from these championships. And with Mickey Grice chasing him, you can be assured that Fischer will put in 100. It's a very, very strong field indeed. Well, the Russians, Rozhkov, not in the lineup for today's race. That's a little bit of a surprise because he was in such good form just a couple of weeks ago, but he started to tire. Kruglov, though, could be the man that they're looking for. And Frank fancies Kruglov as one of the favourites for today's run. We'll have to see how that turns out. Well, very, very tough conditions right the way throughout this week, but it looks harder than ever today. And whoever wins this one, an Oberstdorf.
Well, as he crossed the line just 2 days ago, his head was shaking, felt very, very bad indeed.
Well, there's Rozhkov in 6th place in the standings after 22 of 27 races. Fischer, top of the order. Fancy that. Can he make it his 3rd time overall win? Poiré down a 2nd, despite the fact that it's been a poor season. Bjorndalen still in 3rd, but that's largely because he's missed a whole host of races this year. He's on a phenomenal run of success, and he has to be hot favourite to continue that today.
Yes, and we've seen Ole Einar Bjorndalen. He could well do the same here.
Well, here's the medal table. Germany going to the top. 2 golds from Diesel, 1 from Henkel. So they're all coming from the women's side, except for Fischer, who's got a silver and a bronze. Norway, 2 golds from Bjorn. China, Latvia and Belarus, making up the 6 nations that have taken medals at these championships so far. These conditions open it up for the minor places, Mike. The Ukrainians, the Belarusians, maybe even the Slovakians, the Slovenians could have a good run because this wind is going to cause havoc.
It is indeed. It makes it more difficult for the more regular and reliable shots. It does give the chance of an outsider. In fact, we always see that in the 20k, and he can pace himself. He can get in behind a fresher-legged athlete as he comes out from his first shoot.
But the only problem he'll have is the coaches will have to give him splits on people who've started later than him. He won't have that much information, but he'll be able to cope with that. Roman de Staal now for the Czech Republic. A disappointing World Cup season so far, and the Czechs disappointed with the win. Had astonishing runs, and Zhang is as quick as them relative. He's much quicker than them, but relative men and women's tour, he's as quick as 0 to 5 to 10 to 0, and that's just everybody's nightmare. A consistent wind is difficult, but it's much easier than the conditions we've got at the moment. How quick is Zhang? 4.2 seconds outside the fastest time. That's very neat indeed. He's got a lot of flexion or inward flexion of that right-hand knee, Mike. So the right-hand ski spends a lot of its time on its edge.
And the same with the women. They're on their edges very quickly. Not quite, if we compare it to Ole Einar Bjorndalen, he glides longer on a flat ski, which is more efficient. Yeah. And I'm sure they're videoing. They were videoing during the other races. They'll be videoing all the best to pick up on these technical and balance points, and they'll come back next year stronger, the Chinese.
Now, fingers crossed that the Finns can do something today. It's been very good afternoon. Welcome to Hoffelsen. If you've just joined us, we're now well into the early stages of the men's 20-kilometre individual race. Halvard Hannibal, the Olympic champion from 1998, just going out on the course. This is his event. He's fresh. He hasn't raced so far. And Hannibal, I think, really, Mike, is worth a little bit of a wager for an each way bet. I don't see him winning it because I haven't seen the sort of ski speed he needs this year. But he's the sort of guy that can cope with these conditions.
Indeed, but Hannibal's prone shooting has been his weakness this year. Was 90% last year. He's down at 81 now. His stand is still good. Sikora as well. He just starts for Poland. Big chance for him today, I think.
Silver medalist in Oberhof just under 12 months ago in the individual there, behind none other than Raphael Poiret. Sikora really the big hope for the Poles. He's had good races so far. He's on form. 9th in the sprint, 10th in the pursuit. Here goes Feriol Canar. Now we're getting into the really big names of world biathlon. 21st and 12th, the two results for Canar. Good gain, good climb in the pursuit. That will have given him confidence.
Indeed, Canar is maturing so well, and he worked on his shooting last summer. He's up into the high percentages, 88 prone, 87 stand, so he really has put it together on the range.
Now you may have seen Zhang have a quick look at his right wrist. I think I'm right in saying that he's got his pulse watch on the right wrist, just checking it at the top of that hill section to make sure that he's not overcooking it.
It's interesting, and the Chinese, they take blood sample as soon as their athletes cross the finish line to see how much lactic acid is flowing around in their body, and they really do monitor them very closely.
Quick shooting from De Staal. 12:01, under threat if this goes down, and it does. De Staal with an excellent start. Now remember, 4 shoots in this individual, and they alternate. Prone, standing, and the shoots get tougher and tougher as the race goes on. An early start for the double gold medalist, Ole Einar Bjørndalen, Norway's great hope. He is the #1 hero in Norway, summer and winter sports, and everyone in awe of his achievements over the last few years. 4 golds at the Salt Lake City Games. He's on course for taking 5 here, but he's got a long way to go, and perhaps today is going to be the toughest of the individual races to win.
I think it will be. He's 6.
I'm glad to see that Stian Ekhoff gets a race. He starts number 73, so they're reasonably well spread out. The Russians, well, here is the first of them. It is Nikolai Kruglov, who won his first ever World Cup in Pokluka just a couple of weeks ago. He has got a very, very good chance of taking gold today. Sherazov, Chepikov, Rostovtsev, well, they've got a good mix of young and old, of experience, but Kruglov, of all of them, has the best pedigree.
He has indeed. His father was silver medalist in 1977 at the World Championships. Not missed any targets in the 2 individuals he's done so far this season.
Well, that would be a very good record to keep going today. I think it's going to be a tough one with the wind that we've got on the range today. And Bjørndalen just making his way through, looks very steady. I think he has learnt, in particular from Sven Fischer this season, to go a little slower at the start. Now, what's this man going to do? We keep saying he's having a poor season, but he's 2nd in the world rankings. He's held the yellow bib for most of the year, but Poiret is not as convincing as he has been. He says it himself. He's not as fit physically or mentally.
Well, that was interesting, wasn't it? The interview, he's admitting it. Clearly, he's 2nd. He's still great, but he's not happy within himself. But, you know, he's such a strong mind on him. He could well come back today to win, but he has to hit all the targets. Look at Bjørndalen's time. He's setting out steady, but it's way ahead of the rest.
Well, you've seen the evidence. Bjørndalen is on
for this afternoon's race.
Certainly Thomas Kos, the Slovenian coach, will be hoping that is the case. What has the great Halvard Hannibal managed over the first 2.2 kilometres? Valiulin has the quickest time so far, and it looks as though Hannibal is on form, benefiting from his day.
Hannibal is an amazing worker out there. He's a battler, he's a fighter, and I used to call him the Viking.
That's original.
It is very original, isn't it?
Right, here comes Zhang for his first shoot. Crucial moment for the Chinese team.
little unlucky with the wind, 6-7 kilometers per hour.
Oh, big gust for that last shot.
He's missed 2, so that's a poor start for him. Robin Clegg missed 2 in his first visit.
Well, here goes the World Cup leader, Sven Fischer. He's lying second in the individual World Cup standings behind Sergei Chepikov, first, 18th and 5th. That doesn't give you much indication of what's going to happen today. Immensely strong. He has never won a race. I was going to say he's never won in Hofhilsen. I think I'm right in saying that. But he's come so close in recent weeks. A second and a third so far. Raphael, what sort of ski speed? Mike, he's down in 15th position.
Well, Bjorn Dahlen has set an amazing early pace. He's 15 seconds at 2 kilometers ahead of anybody. Now that is outrageously fast skiing. Hannevold's the second fastest skier, halfway around the first loop. Well, Poiré maybe just taking it steady, leading into his 20 kilometers.
Now Hannevold is one of those that really pulls things together in the major championships, titles in the World Championships, and as we mentioned earlier, in Nagano, the 1998 Olympics, he took this individual title.
He's just not as comfortable in his prone as lying down shooting. It's strange. He was so reliable in the prone.
Well, that's a disappointing start for Hannevold, and the Norwegians will have to hope that the rest of their squad do a little better. Hannevold, Bjorn Dahlen, Hjelland and Eckhoff, remember, the 4 that have been selected for Norway. Thomas Sikora. Now, he is a man who performs well at the majors, Mike, and we've got a message in from a Paul Young, a regular correspondent, who says, how do some athletes raise their game for the big occasion when they seem to do absolutely nothing during the World Cup? And I know, Mike, that you were always labelled as a man for the big occasion. Is it because they focus their season on this, or do you feel there are other reasons?
I think there's other reasons as well. You have a break before it. It's such a big occasion, and here's one man, Rico Gross, who always rises to the big occasion. Could well win today,
but he features all season long, although he's down 7, 8, 9. It's the guys who finish in the 20s, 30s then suddenly produce a great run.
That's a good point. I think it's all from the mind. You really want to do so well on this biggest of days of the season. It's the World Championships. It always raised my game. I don't know why, but you can bring something special out of yourself.
Two of the biggest men in the game on the range at the same time. The youngster, or relative youngster, Mickey Grice, up against Oleana Bjorn Dahlen, the number 1 in the world. That could prove expensive. 4 out of 5 for Bjorn Dahlen. Is still on course to take a third gold, I should say. And what is the time going to be? 12:04, 12:05. Started number 41. If he's in the top 10 with one miss, then that is exceptional. 12:08. He's the leading time at the moment, Mike, after that first shoot, 11:39. So he's only 30 seconds outside Thomas Sikora with one missed target.
Bjorn Dahlen's ski time is beyond belief. He's gone out there, and prior to the shooting, he's 30 seconds ahead of Mickey Grice, 34 ahead of Valjulin. He's destroying the rest of the field.
Roman de Staal trying to make it 10 out of 10. And he's done exactly that. Now, that will be a good time. 26:24, the leading time at the moment. De Staal is going to be at least a minute and a half inside that.
Well, that's a great... De Staal is another one who always lifts his game at the World Championships. He was, I think, 15th last year in Oberhof.
No one... He's the first man to go clear, and 24:02 puts him in a very to do well is Karl-Johan Bergman, who starts 57 today. Nikolai Krugloff, his first shot. 5th and 4th in the 2 races so far. Can he continue that run of success and make it a medal-winning performance today?
Well, Krugloff coming into the range was 43 seconds slower than Bjorn Dahlen. Poiré's 38 seconds slower than Bjorn Dahlen.
Good discipline from Krugloff. That's what he's learnt off his father. And look at those flags. They're absolutely horizontal. And he's done exceptionally well to get that fifth one down. And he sort of sensed the wind on his cheek, delayed the shot, had to check the conditions, and resettled the position. He has got the benefit. He's come out in 10th place, 12-13 down, but he is clear, and that's what's important. Poiré needs to do exactly the same.
Poiré shooting on a mat that hasn't recently been swept. The officials out there are as busy as they can be, but I wonder if that's a factor. Could be slippy under the right elbow, which holds a lot of weight.
Well, that's bad news for Poiré, because it's his standing shooting that's been giving him problems over the last few weeks. He's missed one in the prone, and that could possibly rule him out of a top three today. It's very early stage to say that, but nothing that he's done in recent weeks has convinced me that he's in the sort of form where he can pull himself back. Now, what's he saying? What's he saying to Bjorn Dahlen?
He's just informing him that he's got an incredible lead on anybody.
And Mesetic has gone into second place. As usual, the Austrians skiing brilliantly. And if they can keep the shooting going, they'll do exceptionally well. Sven Fischer clears all the targets. He's quick as well. Sikora's 11:39. Well, you said he'd do well on these tracks, Mike. And so far it looks that way, but I thought it was laps 4 and 5 where finally they
still win the race if an athlete, one of the top athletes, shoots clear. Only 15 have shot the perfect zero in the lying down, 15 out of 54 that have gone through, so it is a testing day out here.
Bjorn Dahlen has missed. Raphael Poiré has missed. Bjorn Dahlen, the leader of those who've missed one target. He's ahead of Krugloff, actually, so he's gained a minute on Krugloff, who evidently doesn't seem to be on the best form, Mike. That's a big margin to throw away in the early stages.
Aitalati won't be happy that he's made that error. Shooting on the left side of the range, that's sensible. The wind is on your body, there's less influence there. Oh, how many athletes are we seeing with difficulties from the sides filling up with snow?
Now, do any of them carry a tool to clear the aperture if it gets really bad?
Certainly used to. I mean, normally you carry believe it or not, a safety pin on the harness somewhere, so you can unclip it and stick it into that sight to get rid of the snow. Because look, you're wasting 15-20 seconds.
And then you have to resettle your position again. Simon gets the first two down. The delay obviously letting the body settle, so he was slightly more relaxed, but then coming into the range where the pulse is dangerously strong, Mike, because it's so much slower, and then that can start to alter the line of sight.
Indeed, when you lie down there for 50 seconds, you do recover so much, as you say. The pulse then becomes stronger because there's less beats, and it moves you. But what a great day for the Swiss team. And Simon, after the third shoot,
13 out of 15 for Simon as he goes out. Thomas Sikora, a man who is right up the top of the leaderboard after the first shoot. He's got problems as well.
Well, that's tough to break your position after every shot.
Oh, what a shame about that last shot. That was a very promising run. Dostal on 24.02 is going to survive as the fastest, but Sikora will be moving into second place ahead of Finland's Aitalati. Zhang still up in the top four with 25.54. It's going to be a tight run, and we've got to watch out for Dostal. It can't be long before he comes in for his next shot. Number 41, Ole Einar Bjorn Dahlen, the favourite for today's race. One mistake early on in the prone. Great discipline from Bjorn Dahlen after that disappointing miss on the second shot. He really took his time there, Micah. Maybe have cost him 13, 14 seconds, but he has saved himself any more penalties. So 2 misses in all for Bjorn Dahlen. He's still going to be in second or third place. He's going to be just behind Sikora at 24.37, 25.03. The gold, the third gold of these championships is still very much a possibility. Mickey Grice has had a good start to the day. 23.45 on the clock. He's not going to get inside Dostal whatever happens, but second place is up for grabs if he can clear the 5. I don't think he can see anything.
Dostal just coming in for his third shoot. No misses so far. Dostal is clicking, moving his sights quite a long way.
Well, great discipline from Mickey Grice. How does the ski time compare to the best? He's going to be just ahead, quite a long way to go up the firing point, and then he breaks to his right after that little climb. He's going to be very, very close to Thomas Sikora. He's going to push Bjorn Dahlen down into 4th position. Certainly, Mickey Grice is having a stormer at the moment. That will keep Frank Ulrich happy, and hopefully it will inspire the rest of the German team, because I'm sure they'll hear how he's getting on.
What's amazing me, Dostal, he's hit them all. He adjusted his sights a long way, and I'm not sure many people will hit 15 out of 15.
Yeah, Dostal could be heading for success. Mike and I have a little wager every day with Dostal on his list. Well, I'm hoping he hasn't anyway. I certainly haven't. And there was always a danger. We said that the field was as open as we've ever seen it, and these conditions allowing for outsiders to come through. Vincent Defrain, usually an excellent shot.
Went very wide on the left there. That's another shot to the left off the hit target.
And again, I think that was extreme left, but just sneaked inside. So he gets 4 out of 5, Vincent Defrain. And this season, he's been getting the better of Raphael Perret since Christmas on a regular basis. And I think that's good for the French team. And as a result, a lot of them are coming up a level. I think Poiret's dominance in the French team has in some way been a bit of a hindrance.
Quite possibly, maybe kept the rest of the field, or the French field, down, but Defrain has had top results. 4th in Hantim-Mansijsk in the individual.
Now 2 of the top Russians on the range together. Chepikov has just thrown 1 wide in his prone. Kruglov a chance to match Roman Dostal.
Well, he's got problems with his sights, the snow getting into them. The discipline of Kruglov, it's brilliant.
Poiret settling in the top right-hand corner of your screen, and he's not wasting any time. And he's paid the price. 5 out of 5 for Kruglov. A totally different approach to that second shoot from Raphael Perret. The Frenchman has missed shot number 3. Remember, he missed earlier on in the prone position. He gets 4 out of 5 again. He matches Bjorn Dahlen in his shooting score, but he's way, way down on the skiing. So it looks as though Bjorn Dahlen could pull back some more valuable World Cup points in this event. Kruglov comes out 10 out of 10 so far. He goes into 5th, pushes Bjorn Dahlen down another slot, and now Zhang, the Chinese skier, down in 8th position. Valyulin, the early leader after the second shoot, pushed down a 9th. Perner, the best of the Austrians, in 10th, can clear the next 5. Who knows what might happen? Rotman of Austria, always good in the prone position, highest score on the tour so far this year, but he's been having major problems with the standing shooting, and that's coming next.
Always reliable is Rotman in the lying down position. What a pity he can't. Well, hopefully today he can.
Only 1 miss so far. Sven Fischer goes out after his second shoot, Mike, and he's missed the target, and he's going to be down behind Dostal, so he's leading after the first shoot. He's going to be in 2nd place after the second shoot. I think he should get inside Mickey Grice. It looks a good day for the Germans so far.
Oh, Sven, look at the power once again. Absolutely powerful.
Being in Antolz in north of Italy, and saw him skiing around with something in his mouth, a white thing. Now, obviously without a description and a picture, we're not going to know what it is, but possibly it could be to warm the air before he breathes it if it was very cold, and alternatively he's trying to increase the resistance of breathing, which will help strengthen the cost.
So it's got a double advantage.
And also it comes from the fact that they've done a lot of research into cold-induced asthma, and they found that a high percentage of these athletes suffer from it from training in conditions -15, 16 and below.
Yeah, it can do a lot of damage in your upper lung tract, and yeah, you can get damaged badly.
So I hope we've answered your question there, Hillary.
Hi to Lati. Didn't race all of December at the World Cups because he was taking over his family farm up in Finland, and it looks like he's putting it together today well.
Last shoot for Matti Simon of Switzerland, and this could have been a very, very useful moment of truth for Ole-Einar Bjørndalen. He's already made 2 mistakes in this event so far. We don't think he can afford any more if he wants to take the gold medal. He's going to be outside de Staal's time whatever happens, but he's got a chance of moving into the top 2 here if he can clear all 5 targets. Still skiing well. It's still on the cards. Great comeback by Ole-Einar. 36.43 at the moment. He'll come out at just over 37 minutes unless he's quick. In fact, he's very, very quick. He's gone right up the right-hand end of the range for that third shoot, and he's got 36.53. De Staal isn't safe quite yet. He's in no time at all. He's wearing bib number 17. Here comes the number 40, you'll probably recognise as Mickey Grice, who won the individual race in San Sicario. It's all going very well for Grice so far. 88 and 82% hit rates in the shooting so far this season.
I think the increased confidence as well. He hit all his targets in San Sicario. He won the race. The confidence builds. He knows he's done it before, so he can do it again.
Wind conditions slightly calmer than we've seen before.
Varying though, they're going from 0 up to 5, now 0 again, so it's gusting a little bit.
Well, I think we can safely say that if Grice wants to win this one today, he has got to shoot clear. He hasn't missed as yet today. De Staal has missed one. Sorry, apologies for missing out on that. We're all focused on Mickey Grice. 49.24. He's taken the lead, but that really does open the door up. 1 for Mickey Grice, 2 for Ole-Einar Bjørndalen, and 3 for Sven Fischer, who's coming through as well. This is going to turn into an absolute cracker of a race. Yesterday's women's individual was good enough with a victory for Andrea Henkel, but today, Mike, we've got some newcomers, the likes of Chang and De Staal in there. We've also got the stars performing, Fischer and Bjørndalen. Poiré isn't on form, but it's a good mix.
It's a great mix, and wouldn't that be a fantastic day for the Czech Republic, for Roman De Staal? He's been around for so many years.
A chance of taking a top 3 or 4. I think Mickey Grice will be safe, even if Hallenbader clears the targets. At the moment, after 3, we've got De Staal leading, 36.16, but we know he's missed 1 shot in his last shoot. Bjørndalen in second place, 36 seconds down. Mickey Grice, 47 seconds down in third place. And Thomas Sikora, who started 38, is through that third shoot. He's in fourth position, 1:48 behind. Medals possibly for Sikora if he can clear his last 5 targets. And don't forget Zhang of China, he's in 5th, and he should be through that the second stand, his last shoot, very, very soon indeed. He's 2:04 behind, and just 1 shoot to go. Sergei Chepikov, not a bad start, 1:08.
Yeah, well done, Chepikov. He's not skiing as fast as I thought he would today. He was right up with the best in the first 2 races here. But Chepikov, he's wise and maybe just pacing it sensibly for him.
Now, Poiré has got to go clear here to maintain his challenge.
Big break of position there.
We've seen a lot of that this season from Poirier. Either uncomfortable or he's got a mechanical problem. Something always seems to go wrong.
It's the right elbow sliding out a little bit.
Krugloff has just missed, in case you missed that, in the top right-hand corner. Good clear shoot for Poirier. Now the time, Mike, 38.54 Valiulin's time. Poirier's going to be slightly inside that, but still outside the top 5 positions. And Krugloff, 3 out of 5.
Well, that's so 0-0-2 for Krugloff. And
it's all about picking some encouraging information. It's no good saying you're 2.5 minutes behind the leader, because that does nothing for your spirits. Now, Rotman, we know all about his prone shooting, how good that is. We also know that he's had real problems with the standing so far this year. He won't hang around. 4 out of 5 would be excellent. Good on him, good on him. He nearly let it go with the rifle aiming somewhere up into the mountains, but he controlled it, held back, and Rotman hits 4 out of 5. Now, what can Sven Fischer do? It's looking pretty good so far. 9 out of 10 for Fischer. After the second shoot, he's lying up in the top positions. We'll just confirm that for you in a second. Fischer in 3rd position after shoot number 2, 22 seconds off the lead of Roman Dostal.
Fast, deliberate.
Chance to go into 2nd.
He's feeling good.
High right off the leaders. I don't think China are going to add to their tally of the 2 silvers that they have already. There you see the standings we were after. Dostal, Gross and Fischer. After the 2nd shoot, remember, that's only halfway through the proceedings. Gross of Germany has sneaked through number 62, and he's only 14 seconds off the lead. Number 9 coming in is Matthias Simonov, Switzerland, 1-1-0-1. A clear shoot certainly stood him a chance of getting top 5, but he's down in 2nd at the moment, behind De Lorenzi. Now, I haven't seen anyone take the ski off quite as quickly as that. Rossignol will be delighted with that little trick as Simon crosses the line. I think probably he had his mind on the wrong things. Rico Gross now. Good start so far for Rico. Skiing well. This is the best ski form we've seen him in for a while. Is he suddenly going to surprise us? You certainly fancied his chances, Mike. So consistent.
Good to see the fast rhythm. He's in a solid position, so as soon as he gets that sight alignment right, he squeezes the trigger. It's going so well.
It's very, very quick indeed. Remember, Dostal missed no targets at this stage, and his time of 36 minutes is going to be matched. We'll update you on the position after the 3rd shoot. Gross has gone into 2nd. Dostal in top spot still. Bjorndalen down to take the win here. Oleana Bjorndalen in for the last shoot. This is crucial. Oh, he's missed. He has missed one, and I think that 2nd shot, certainly, his chance of gold has gone. He is not going to repeat his feat of the 2002 Olympic Games, where he got 4 golds out of 4. He's not going to make it 5 out of 5. Still, he could get 4 out of 5. But Bjorndalen finishing with the worst shoot we've seen from him this season. A total of 5 misses.
Well, I think that indicates, or it's a good indication of the pressure that's out there. The best biathlete the world has ever seen to miss 3 in his last standing. He wants that extra, that 3rd gold medal round his neck, but the pressure possibly got to him. He thought about it, and 3 penalties, 3 minutes added onto his time when he could have been out there 1st position.
Now we're trying to catch up on the progress of Thomas Sikora, who started number 38. He's not skiing as fast as Bjorndalen. He's missed 1, in fact, just come through after his last shoot. 1:49 down. He's into 2nd spot. So an excellent run by Sikora, but I'm sure he's fully aware that the Germans, Gross and Fischer, are both going very well indeed. Across the line comes Roman Dostal. He'll be delighted that the challenge from Oleana Bjorndalen has evaporated, and who knows, 1:00, 24.5 could well be a winning run. 3:25 inside De Lorenzi. That's irrelevant. What is important is he's hit 19 out of 20, Mike, and I don't think anyone is clear as yet.
That is a fantastic day from Dostal. Delighted to see him at the top of the pile today, and I wonder if he can maintain that. Rico Gross chasing him down with a slight advantage, skiing about a minute faster than Dostal. Rico is. So if Rico shoots his last 5 out of 5, he probably will move forward. But this man could not give any more. A great day for Roman Dostal.
Mickey Grice of Germany. Now, no one's clear so far. Is he going to be able to do it? You may remember on his last standing shoot, he blew the sights out after every single round. Here we go again.
Looks like Grice's ski speed is slowing down in relation to Dostal, who's missed one target, remember, as he left the range.
Could have 3 Germans on the podium today if this goes clear. Oh, what control, what nerve. He goes clear, the first man to do so, probably be the only man to achieve that, and no wonder he's got a little smile on his face. He deserves a medal just for hitting 20 out of 20 in these conditions. The big question is, what has Mickey Grice got left in those legs? It took him so long to get into the German team and establish himself. He's done that this season, and he's come out. He's 9 seconds down on Roman Dostal. Well, that is going to be a major chase out onto the darkest, deepest parts of this course, where it's very deep snow indeed, but he's going to need every single bit of encouragement that he can get. Here comes Thomas Sikora down towards the... well, he's still on the back meadow. He's still got some way to go, Sikora, before his race is over. 3 misses in all. Always seems to rise to the occasion. Remember, he took medals last year in Oberhof. Now, Chepikov, Mike, is he the only one of the Russians who's got a chance to medal today?
I think he is. He's coming into his 3rd shoot.
Krugloff has been a little disappointing today.
I think we can see that has destroyed Chepikov's chances of gold.
So 4 out of 5 for Chepikov, and as you can see, he's going to be down outside the top 10. Raphael Poiré in 11th place after the 3rd shoot, and Poiré should be through the last shoot very soon. He started 46, he might even have gone through. We'll check up on it for you. And here he is. We were just slightly ahead of the game there.
Now, probably go for the fast, rapid-fire option. And it's working.
It's very good indeed, and suddenly Poiré has come out of nowhere. 2 misses early on must have dampened his spirits, but he's risen to the occasion, and he's going to come out in just over 51 minutes. He'll be very tightly tied with Thomas Sikora, who's down in 3rd place. Mickey Grice in 2nd, still Dostal leading at this stage, but Poiré joins the chase, and it's going to be a tough one. Certainly he should be able to outski Hayatolahti. Can he gain 3 seconds on Sikora? I think we'll see him back to his best sort of form over this last leg, because he's desperate to take medals away from these championships. Problems for Krugloff. He can't see down the sights.
He needs something. He needs a pencil, a pen, anything to get the snow out of his sights. Now that's costing him 22 seconds so far.
Now I have a feeling he might have left the sight protector open.
He must have, as he skied out. I mean, that's their drills. Yeah. You have to keep those sight protectors, the rifle points up. You have to keep those sights clear.
Well, if that's the case, he's only got himself to blame for these problems. He thinks he's solved it.
Wow, that's a disaster. This could well have cost him 3rd place, although I'll get confirmation of that. He gets all 5 here.
No.
Spoiled his rhythm and his recovery.
So 4 out of 5 for Krugloff after those problems, but an extra 20-25 seconds thrown away. Here comes Zhang of China coming in to finish. It was a very disappointing final shoot. Take 2 minutes off that time. 1:02 dead would have put him up into second position ahead of De Lorenzi, but it all went wrong at the end, just as it did for Oleana Bjorndalen. 3 misses on the last shoot, but he's still up in the top 2. But still a lot of big names to come. He's not going to finish in the top 3 today. I don't think there's any doubt about that at all. And remember, we've still got Fischer and Gross to come through their last shoots. Fischer started 52, Gross started 62. 55 in fact, Fischer, so they should be through that last shoot fairly shortly, Mike. We've got 51 through, which was Oleg Rishenkov.
Just looking out in the track, Patrick, Mickey Grice has lost 1 second on Dostal's time at 17.4 kilometres. So that's the early part, that's the ski speeds part of the course, and he's not making an impression yet.
Now here is Sven Fischer. Look at the time, 48.59, 24 seconds to get inside Dostal. I don't think he's going to manage that, but he can probably take 10 seconds off Dostal on the last loop, so we'll give him another 30 seconds to clear the range.
Has to shoot fast, and he knows it, to win the gold.
Oh, the reflexes were great up to number 4. He got quicker and quicker on each shoot. Rotman has brought the crowd to life again with another astonishing prone shoot, quick and clear, and now he's got to hold his nerve for that final standing shoot if he wants to get Austria their first medal at their own Biathlon World Championships. That would be a great occasion, and actually that's all that's missing from these championships.
Well, Rotman is putting together, he has won the World Championships 20 kilometre in the year 2000.
Fischer 38 seconds down. I think he's got 5 seconds to move himself from third up into fifth. It's second place after the final shoot, but here he goes. He's turning it on now, and I have to eat my words. I said he'd tire on legs 4 and 5, but so far it's going well. Now can we go to the last shoot? Fischer in third position, 1:13 off the pace. He's got a long way. I can't see him catching Mickey Grice. Can you, Mike?
No, too much. He's got 1 minute and 5 seconds to pull back on Mickey Grice. That's just about impossible. They train together, and it looks like third so far for Sven. He had the rifle on his back before this shot left the barrel. That was in slow motion.
I think he hit the eye of Tyrol with that one. We've been pretty harsh to Finland all season, so when they do well, we must congratulate them. And Vesa Hayatalahti has had a great run. 2 misses. He's lying in 6th position after the 4th shoot. Here's the only man to go clear so far. Mickey Grice, 8.2 down.
1.6 kilometres left, and he's only pulled back 1 second. I don't think I've ever seen Mickey Grice so tired. Look, he's run out of power.
I don't think he can do it. I don't think he can do it.
His mind is telling his body, but his body can't move. What a pity for Mickey Grice.
Now, what about Rico Gross, Mike? He's yet to come through. He started 62, so it will be another 2.5 minutes before he takes his position on the firing point for the last shot. After 3 shots, Rico Gross was up there with the leaders. And his time, well, he's just 8 seconds down off Dostal. So, and Dostal missed on his last target. So I think if Rico can go clear, he could be the man who claims gold.
Yes.
Bjorndalen failed today. The pressure is off. Just wait for the fireworks in the mass start. What does a Bjorndalen look like? Vesa Hayatalahti. There it is. 1:02. That's not Hayatalahti either. We're getting slightly confused with the captions here.
It's the Moldovan. And not such good shooting from him. This is Hayatalahti. This is good. Probably won't last there in the medals, but very respectable performance.
35-year-old now. Hayatalahti 2:22 outside the leaders. Oleana Bjorndalen finishing just behind him. Take those 3 minutes off, and he had the gold medal away from Dostal. That is how tight it was, but I don't know whether it was nerve or whether he skied into the range too quickly on that last shoot. Mistakes coming thick and fast from Bjorn Dahlen with 3 penalties on his last stand. 3 total for Palhuber. Thomas Sikora, 1:02.15 at the moment. 1:02.26 to go into second place. I think he's done enough for now. Great run from Sikora, once again pulling off his race of the season in the most important race of the season. Rico Gross has missed one. Now what does that do? 49, 32, 33, 34. He's going to miss out on the top spot. 49.33 for Mickey Grice. Now he could chase that time down, Mike, and I think he's going to be well inside Fischer. The Germans having a sensational run. 2, 3 and 4. Only Roman de Stael has managed to deny them so far, and I think that could mean that de Stael is going to take it.
I think it really does. Well, can Rico Gross pull back 19 seconds on de Stael's time after the 4th shoot? I think he can pull the 10 seconds back to move into silver. Rico Gross is in 3rd, so he needs 10 seconds to catch his teammate. De Stael is explaining that he feels brilliant about today. It's gone. Missing 1 target.
A bit difficult to lip read with his glove there, but anyway, congratulations to him. It's not confirmed as yet, but it certainly looks favourite that de Stael is going to take the gold for the Czech Republic. Grice, Gross, Fischer, the famous 3 from Germany, lying in 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Sikora 5 at the moment. Poiré in 6th position after the 4th shoot with a good run. He could pick up a couple of places possibly on the run into the finish. We're waiting for Poiré to finish. It won't be long before. Here comes Mickey Grice. He's recovered a little. I think he's taken full benefit from the downhill section that leads into the stadium, and he's accelerating into the finish now. He knows how every fraction of a second could count with his 2 teammates chasing him hard. Sikora's time of 1:02.19. He's going to be an age inside that, almost a minute and 45 clear of Sikora. He's got 2nd place, and it could be a silver medal for Mickey Grice. I think de Stael knew that was the biggest threat, and it has come to naught.
Well, remember, Rico Gross has missed 2 targets as opposed to de Stael's 1 target, so Rico is much faster on the skis out there. Well, Mickey Grice found some energy. We saw him at the top of the hill. He was staggering around. You thought he'd run out of steam at that point, but what a great finish.
Good shooting from Ferriol Canard of France. You expect nothing less from him nowadays, but still a little off the pace with the skiing.
Quite interesting. Palhuber, he wasn't included in the summer, the A team in the summer, and neither was de Stael. And they are 2 who have been outside of the national team plan and really have put it together for the world champs. Palhuber down as 6th. And Canard not quite able to pull that back, just behind Zhang.
Michael Schlesinger of the Czech Republic coming through for his last shoot. It's been going pretty well. He's got better light than we've seen for a while today.
The wind is definitely dropping off. The snow is coming more in the straight down direction rather than from the side. Former junior world champion Schlesinger, and silver position for Mickey at the moment.
Now Sergei Chepikov, can he add to his medal tally? It's still a possibility, but he's going to have to ski some, and that's assuming he hits all 5 here. The leader of the individual World Cup, so a good result here could hold off Sven Fischer, but Sven Fischer has gone well. And I think we may well find that Fischer takes the Crystal Globe. This is the last individual race of the season. We'll try and do a bit of mathematics once we know the positions of both of these 2 men.
Well, look at Chepikov. That is so unusual. He steadied himself. He took ages to pull the trigger there, and he broke his normal routine. Desperate to hit them. Well, the winner from...
So the standings at the finish, we're still 30-40 skiers out on the tracks, but de Stael by far and away the quickest. He had an early start, took full advantage of that, ploughed his way through the early thick snow on the first loop and got the faster and faster as the race went on. De Stael 1:02. 00:24. We think he's going to hold. Well, he has held off Mickey Grice, who's finished 9.4 behind. Still a couple of Germans to finish, and they're certainly capable of getting into the top 3 or 4. The Austrian challenge, Mike, as we see Ryschenkov crossing the line. Wolfgang Rottmann, we're still waiting for him to come through the last chute, and well, that could be a big moment for the Austrians. He's very, very quick on the skis, is Rottmann. And he had a slightly later start number than many of the favourites. And so it will be just a couple of minutes. He was put in Group 3, strangely enough. Started number 77. Here comes Fischer into the finish. That last shot has cost him a chance of gold, certainly. And we think it might well find that he finishes off the podium for the first time at these championships. 0:111 for Fischer. 1:01.29. Third position, just behind Mickey Grice. He worked desperately hard to close the gap, but he's still 1:05 down on Dostal's time. Took just about a minute off the Czech skier in ski terms, but 3 misses too much on the day.
Indeed, I think significantly on the last loop, Sven normally always the there was a chance there. He could have taken bronze medal to get all 5 of these. Oh, don't you feel sorry for him? Oh, his legs are shaking. The muscles are fatigued at this point in the race.
5 out of 5, Mike. Of course, former world champion. In fact, he's won 2 titles. He took 3 silvers in Holmenkollen in '99. He's an outstanding biathlete, but problems for Rostovtsev this summer with training. We'll tell you about that later on. Here comes Rico Gross in for his finish, and he moves up into 3rd place, holds off the challenge of Sven Fischer, and Rico Gross possibly going to take the bronze medal. Now, 26 seconds outside Dostal. That was a very, very good finish indeed, Mike.
It was, although not quite what we expected. He did set out only 19 seconds into the last lap, so his race, the charge, was fast at the start, and Rico, a little bit like Mickey Grice, ran out of steam in the last 4 kilometres. 6 minutes. Yeah, these conditions are very aggressive. They're very slow. Your skis don't glide as far in the harder, icy conditions. And the thing about today, the snow has been consistent from start to finish.
Well, here just some slow motion shots of today's winner, Roman Dostal of the Czech Republic, the 34-year-old from Leterad, 35th in the Olympics, 13th in the last World Championships. He's gone a whole lot better today, taking the top spot despite his best World Cup performance this year, a measly not now, can number 111. Is that a lucky number and an unlucky number?
Well, it could well be lucky for Novikov today.
I'm sure someone out there knows. Let us know. Get onto our message board on the Eurosport website. Click on Biathlon message board and send us in questions, information, anything you like. Novikov there, his first miss of the day, and I'm afraid that means that Dostal, I think Dostal was safe anyway. What about Rostovtsev, Mike? Late starter in for his 2nd prone shoot.
I think the visibility's bad, but I think that was his stand.
Seasons ago, at the very start of the season, that was their first ever biathlon relay win, and who knows, they could rise to the occasion. It's just a question of Rottmann's standing shoot. Let's hope he doesn't go on the last leg. Chepikov of Russia, many had him as the favourite for today. 4 misses in all. He's 5:40, so he's lost 1:40 ski time on Roman Dostal. Now, I think he was 1:30 ahead of Dostal in the last round of racing in Pokluka, so that's a remarkable reversal of form.
It is indeed. I'm looking down at the results. All of the Russians, the recent form at the weekend was fantastic. Their skis.
The bronze medal looks as though it's heading this man's, because there are still men out on the course, and Novikov could possibly push Gross down if he can find another gear over the last 4 kilometres. But he's the best individual run of the season for Rico Gross.
And let's say it's right arm, right leg. The V2 is for flatter terrain, so V1 is steep uphill climbing. The V2 is on flatter, gently up terrain. You can cover much greater distances and speed with V2.
surely they could provide a changing room for these. Thank you for watching this event. Hope you've enjoyed it. There's confirmation of the standings. Dostal, Grice, Gross, the medalists, Sven Fischer,